8 reasons why good relationships turn bad and how to fix it. Humans are social animals, and most times the quality of our lives depend on the quality of our relationships, especially our romantic relationship with the opposite sex. Unfortunately, very often good relationships turn bad. In this video, we will be sharing with you 8 reasons why good relationships turn bad and what you can do to fix your relationships. If you're new here, consider subscribing so you won't miss other interesting videos like this. Number 1 reason why good relationship turns bad: unrealistic expectations. In his book, Sweet Anticipation, Music and the Psychology of Expectation, David Huron explains that we feel emotions like surprise, delight, fear, depending on our expectations. It turns out that expectations are part of a deep survival mechanic, and that we actually feel the emotions associated with an expected outcome when we imagine it. Now, there are 2 parts of this, as there are 2 parties in a relationship: the expectation of another and expectation of self. When we have high expectations of someone else, we become disappointed if they do not measure up to our opinion of them. When we have expectations of ourselves, we lose self-confidence if we don't measure up. In other words, we sometimes have unreasonable and unrealistic expectations of our relationships that make our relationships never seem good enough. In so doing, we set ourselves up to be constantly disappointed. Then, the yesterday's heaven on earth relationship is turning hell. What's the way out? Be moderate about what you expect from others and yourself. We are humans, filled with errors and imperfections. Number 2. Diminishing value. For all its flaws, there is some credibility to the stock exchange theory. It seems everything takes us back to expectations. If a relationship is based on net gain, whether tangible or intangible, it will immediately become pointless exertion when that gain is lost or reduced. While you may not be focused on net gain, if your partner becomes dead weight, you will notice, and not in a good way. This is yet another way complacency affects a good relationship. When we stop improving ourselves, we start to lose transcendence and value. Relationships are like investments. They take efforts to gain value over time. If one person in a relationship grows but the other party doesn't, it's very easy for a good relationship to turn bad. How can we fix this? Each party in a relationship should focus on making himself or herself a better individual. If we both focus on improving ourselves, both of us will become better individuals and our relationship will grow stronger. Number 3. Relational Divergence. Howard Gills developed a communication accommodation theory in 2005 that looked at the way we change our behaviors in order to communicate better with a partner, and how we perceive whether or not a partner is doing the same sufficiently. This reminds you of equitable and reciprocal compromise, right? Indeed, it plays a role here. How the varying career and social path and levels affect verbal and non-verbal communication in a relationship. I mean, it's great in the movies, but imagine a theoretical physicist in a relationship with a couture designer. Their respective career, social circles, and associated speech would require them to attune to their partner when communicating outside of work. This is even worse when one partner is stagnant in their career while the other rapidly progresses. Another element that factors into this is the similar core values. If you do not share core values with a person, you can start well in relationship because of the emotion involved at the beginning. But as time goes on, you will tend to disagree more than you agree with that person. The more points of divergence there are between you and another, the harder it will be for both of you to communicate effectively. How can we fix this? Make sure the person you wish to have a long-time relationship with has similar values with yours. Number 4. Communication problem. Good communication is the cornerstone of every good relationship. To say you communicated effectively, the other person must have understood what you communicated as you intended it. According to Trenholm Sarah in 2013, in Interpersonal Communication, 7th edition, when we communicate verbally, we pass across two kinds of messages, a content message and a relational message. The content message is the message as concerns the subject of communication, whereas the relational message is information as concerns the relationship itself. Good communication does not mean talking too much, especially if the person you're talking to does not listen nor understand you. We often fail at communication when we fail to give consideration to the other person's perspective. We also fail at communication in relationships when we don't say what we really think and or feel. Relationships usually start on a good level, but as time goes on, if the two parties involved don't communicate their feelings and opinion appropriately, things start going bad. How can we fix this? If you care about your relationship, you can read a few books about communication. Number 5. Rigidity and stubbornness. Good relationships are built on mutual understanding and compromises. When any of the parties perceive him or herself to be superior, they tend to become less accommodating of others they consider inferior to, and by that time, the end of such relationship is near. How can we fix this? Two people who want to have a lasting relationship must be willing to be humble and compromise all the time. If any of the parties feel superior, the good relationship will turn bad very quickly. Number 6. Bad habits. Most people are angels at the beginning of relationships, but in a few weeks' time, the other party will start noticing some really bad habits. Bad habits come in many forms. One popular one is talking about ourselves too much. In the article, Human Conversational Behavior by R.I.M. Dunbar and Anna Marriott, University of Liverpool, and N.D.C. Duncan, University College London, experiments show that 60% of the time, our conversation is about ourselves. That 60% goes up to 80% when we are on social media. When we are too occupied with talking about ourselves, we don't listen much. That means we tend to miscommunicate. Words, expressions, and meanings just fly over our heads as we nod absently. Some other bad habits are gambling, drugs, other addictions of various kinds, inconsiderate or hurtful speech. All these affect communication and good relationships badly in one way or another. How can we fix this? The two people involved in any meaningful relationship should be willing to work on themselves and get rid of any habits that can destroy their union. Number 7. Rejection and disregard. As long as we interact socially, we must experience rejection in one form or another. Where it becomes a problem is when we are exposed to consistent or prolonged rejection in an important relationship. According to William Kipling D. in his 2005 book, The Social Outcast, Ostracism, Social Exclusion, Rejection, and Bullying, your partner may be especially sensitive to rejection, and little things to you may serve as triggers for strong adverse rejections. When any of the partners in a relationship feels rejected or disregarded, a good relationship can easily turn bad. How can we fix this? Relationship is about cherishing and appreciating the other person. The two people involved in any relationship should work hard to see that the other person doesn't feel disregarded. Number 8. Fading trust. Without trust, there will never have been any relationship in the first place. However, trust could be based on limited information we have about the other person, and this can make our relationship fine for a period until new or different information about the other person starts emerging. When trust starts fading in any relationship, even the best relationship turns bad. How can we fix this? This is probably the most difficult to fix because most people are not honest with their partners. Trust isn't given. Trust has to be earned. And how we earn trust is by being faithful and honest to our partners. In summary, for two people to have lasting and blissful relationship, both parties must be humble, honest, and focus on themselves, not the other person. Relationships requires some level of hard work, but it does worth it. Thank you for watching our videos. We'd like to give you another interesting video for you to enjoy next. But before then, our team will be very happy if you can like this video and share it with your friends on social media. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss other interesting videos like this. Look at your screen now to see 2 other videos we handpicked for you to enjoy next. We love you.